Hello, my name is Jose Luis Ricon. I'm an independent researcher writing at Nintel.com, and this is my talk for Actions Towards Progress on pursuing excellence for fun and progress. The key point here is that you can be part of the problem on why we don't have more progress, but the good thing is that that means that you can be part of the solution as well in a very direct way. Progress first as an introduction, it's difficult to pin down what progress might mean. There are various definitions of progress, various ways to think about progress. I wrote this article last year on various such definitions, and you can think of progress as expanding the realm of the possible, like making possible things that were not possible before, like for example, hyper or supersonic airplanes. Reducing trade-offs is basically increasing productivity growth, being able to do more with less, and lastly, increasing wealth or happiness or the meaningfulness of life. And so we can talk about having technological progress, social progress, political progress, and other kinds of progress. But I think that technological progress is kind of privileged in a way because it builds kind of the material basis for having everything else. I guess, like for example, having progress in the sense of better health without better technology to enable that health it's difficult. So you can think of many things you could do for progress that I will not discuss in this talk. You could, but many of these things involve radical changes to your career. You could say, okay, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to do research on batteries to have super cool batteries, or you could donate some percentage of your income to research. That's more doable, for example, and you could do it. And I do it, for example. You could write optimistic science fiction. Some people argue that through cultural change, we can enable more progress, or you can identify, say, some problem in some area and set a company to fix it. You could say, for example, well, you go to Japan and you find that you can use any transit card anywhere in the country. You can use the one from Osaka in Tokyo, the Tokyo one in Osaka. So you could do a startup to do, for example, to enable in the United States, say, to use one single card to use BART in the Bay Area and to use New York's subway system, for example. That will be a way of doing it. But what I want to say here is that you can contribute to progress through solving collective action problems that are around you. Which means that you should strive to pursue excellent, perhaps in a moral way, morally excellent, if we wish. But also excellent in the sense of being a good craftsman at what you are doing. So in this case, if you're writing software, you could open source on what you're doing. If you have meetings in your organization, you can run better meetings. Meetings, it sounds like something trite, but if meetings are well run, you are unlocking people's time, which is a big thing. Then you're reaching better decisions. Second, if you're doing research into something, if you're learning about some topic, you should share it with others so they don't have to learn it again. Or you can just in general figure out why your workplace is not as productive as it could be. You could think, well, we have this process that we just do this, we just get paid to do this, and if you think that that's not the right thing, just speak up and try to change it, even if you're not going to be paid more for doing it. And lastly, you can vote. Sometimes it may not be rational to vote in larger elections where your vote doesn't mean much, but in elections where there is a big difference between the candidates and there are fewer people voting, then definitely voting is one such action you could take. Thank you very much, and that's all for the talk.